Let's get ready to rumble! Game 1 is set to get underway. We will see what happens.
2, 1, go!
Can CPU1 at least take one game away from Dax? Dax has swept two opponents up like it's absolutely nobody's business. Gets the offense going early against Dax, and CPU1 has to stay on the offense if he wants to have any chance at winning any of these games. But Dax isn't going to go quietly though, I know that much for sure. Able to produce a hydrant, able to find another hydrant, unable to get any use out of it so far. Both of them looking to put the hydrant in play. CPU1 finally does, knocks the hydrant up off the side of the stage. See you later, hydrant. FZ looking to get some offense going of his own, is able to do so, but CPU1 spawns another hydrant, able to get anything out of that one. Dax knocks him up and off the side of the stage. Kicks CPU1 right into the stage and knocks him up and out. See you later, CPU1 there. CPU1 down to 2 stocks first, looking to return the favor against Dax. Throws him into the stage and knocks him up and off, up a little bit. Dax sitting at 133% damage. We'll see what happens here. Looking to shoot CPU1's hydrant, able to do so. Knocks the hydrant off the stage. CPU1 gets knocked off the stage. Recovers, at least for the moment. Gets knocked off the stage again. CPU1 very wisely dodges out of the way of Dax there. He could have been knocked out there, and that could have spelled trouble for CPU1 in game 1. Able to get Dax and throw him off the other side of the stage. Able to stomp Dax into oblivion and take him down to 2 stocks. CPU1 is sitting at 87% damage. Now 98. CPU1 in danger of getting knocked out. Has to be careful against Dax here. Dax is low damage 2 stock right now. But CPU1's looking to fix that here quickly. Takes him up to 47%. He is still at 98%. So one kick or a good attack by DAXFZ could send CPU flying and send him down to 1 stock. We'll see what happens here. CPU1 keeps the offense going, is able to knock FZ, but FZ is able to respond with some offense of his own. CPU1 somehow works his back way onto the stage after getting knocked off of it by DAXFZ. Is able to climb on the stage again, looking to throw FZ to take him down to 1 stock first. FZ responds and kicks CPU1 up into the air, knocks CPU1 out to take him down to 1 stock. We will see what comes of game 1. It looks like game 1 is going to go to FZ unless CPU1 can come up with some sort of tactic here to win game 1. CPU1's at least able to knock DAXFZ up and out to take him down to 1 stock. So this is now a 1 stock match. Next stock wins and next knockout wins. Will it be CPU1 or will it be Dax? Stay tuned to find out. Can CPU1 prevent from getting swept? He's looking to stay alive in this game, looking to do everything he can. But finally, DAXFZ knocks him up and out. See you later, CPU1. Game 1 goes to Dax out of a possible 3. It could be another 3-game sweep for Dax here, but CPU1's looking to prevent that from happening here in game 2. Will he be able to do so is the question, and will he switch up his character? He does not. FZ goes right back on Wolf. Pac-Man goes right back. CPU1 goes right back to Pac-Man. I really like this plaid skin on Pac-Man though. I must say, that looks... Pac-Man in plaid gloves and boots looks pretty good.
3, 2, 1, go!
Game 2 is on the way. But Dax gets the offense going, is able to keep it up at least for a bit. CPU1 responds with some of his own. It stacks to 48%. CPU1 sitting at 21%. We'll see what happens here in game 2. CPU1 produces a hydrant. Nothing comes of it yet. Dax looking to get the hydrant in play. What was I supposed to see? Dax just knocking CPU up and around a bit. Dax slashes CPU off the side of the stage. Fires a ray gun. That connects. CPU1's able to battle back onto the stage. CPU1 looks for a projectile against Dax. Dax blocks. Hydrant comes back into play by CPU1. CPU1 looking to get the better of the exchange is able to do so. DAXFZ and CPU1 trading blows. DAXFZ gets the better of that exchange, and DAXFZ comes up with a knockout there to take CPU1 down to 2 stocks. CPU1 looking to get some offense going of his own. DAXFZ with a couple of blocks. DAXFZ with a couple of attacks. CPU1 with a projectile in hand. Decides to discard it. Decides to produce a hydrant. Is unable to get anything off of that, but DAXFZ falls off the platform right into a waiting arms of CPU1. CPU1 able to come up with a knockout there. DAXFZ is looking to guard the stage and now let CPU1 back on, but CPU1 gets back on anyway, because that's just what CPU1 does as Pac-Man, guys. Finds the hardest recoveries possible and gets back onto the stage anyway. CPU1 out of 111% damage, 126. Wolf at 75%. We'll see what happens now. Wolf knocks CPU1's hydrant into him, but CPU1 very wisely blocks that attack. That could have hurt CPU1 a lot. CPU1 stomps Dax and his Wolf. Dax able to make a recovery because Wolf's attacks and recoveries are pretty formidable too. And Wolf gets taken down to 1 stop. Responds and knocks CPU1 down to 1 stock. And CPU1 gets knocked up and out there. We're at 1 stock even. Can CPU1 make a recovery and take this game away from Dax? Or will Dax play game 2 and look for a sweep here? Both of them looking to get the offense going. Dax gets the better of that exchange. CPU1 able to recover in space. Able to get some attacks off against Dax. But Dax looking to keep this offense going. CPU is at 112% damage. 113. CPU1 looks to make a recovery. Produces a hydrant into Dax and knocks Dax out to take game 2. Very good job by CPU1 there. Dax gets hit with a hydrant to end game 2. No sweep for Dax here. We are on to game 3 of this series, folks. And this has been a very fun Smash tournament to call. DAXFZ staying on Wolf. CPU1 staying on Pac-Man. Game 3 underway. This is still anybody's set. We will see who takes this. Can CPU1 take a set away from Dax? Dax is not going to let that happen very easily though. But it has been game 3 all CPU1 thus far. CPU1 with the absolute, not letting off the absolute offensive onslaught he has going on. Continues the offense against Dax, at least for the time being. Dax looking to create some space. To no avail, CPU1 is able to knock him up and out the side of the stage to take him down to 2 stocks. CPU1's looking good damage-wise, hasn't taken a horrible amount of damage yet. Still sitting at 70% damage. We'll see what happens here. Gets Dax to 30%. Looks for a projectile, gets that. Gets a hydrant, gets to produce a hydrant. Nothing comes up that though. CPU1 has to make a recovery here and does. CPU1 with a hydrant produced and tries to throw a projectile into it. Nothing coming up from that hydrant thus far. CPU1 looking for a projectile. Can he get it? Decides not to go with a projectile there. CPU1 tries to attack Dax, but gets blocked by Dax there. Very good job by Dax to block his attacks. Dax looking to knock CPU1 out to take him down to 2 stocks. CPU1 sitting at 133% damage. CPU1 knocks DAXFZ off the stage, looking to finish the job. Is unable to do so as DAXFZ recovers. DAXFZ looking to stage guard against CPU. is unable to do so. CPU1 recovers. Dax kicks him off the side of the stage, take him down to 2 stocks. Or will DAXFZ go down to 1 stock first, as he's already sitting at 86% damage to CPU's 33 here. Now at 117, now at 118. Better air. We'll see what CPU1 makes of this. Trying to get some offense going here. Both of them block. Both of them have shields up. CPU1 attacks Wolf. Wolf blocks that and deflects CPU1 and knocks him off the side of the stage. Looking to get the offense going. Produces a hydrant. No 2 in avail. CPU1 fires his ray gun. Dax fires his ray gun into CPU. Is able to hit him with it. CPU1 makes that recovery, tries to knock DAXFZ off the side of the stage. Dax makes the recovery, punches and throws and punches CPU1. Finally, slide kicks into him to knock CPU1 off the stage and down to 1 stock. Dax looking to kick in 3 away from CPU, but CPU1 knocks Dax down, up and out to 1 stock. This is anybody's game, folks, but CPU1 sitting at 49% damage, 62% there, 63, 65, 73. Well, DAXFZ finished the job, but CPU1's looking to get the offense going and not let DAXFZ come away easy with this one. DAXFZ is only at 50% damage, though. Is able to finally knock CPU1 up and off the side of the stage to take game 3. We are on to game 4, and the $1 million question here is, can CPU1 force this series to go to a game 5? Or will DAXFZ claim the series here and call it a night for everybody? Stay tuned to find out as we head right into game 4. FZ going right back on Wolf. CPU1 going right back on Pac-Man. Game 4 of this set is underway. Both of them looking to get the offense going. Wolf getting the better of that exchange. CPU1 already at 55% damage. DAXFZ playing some defense here. Very good job by FZ. Looking to knock CPU1 around a bit. Is able to do so. Able to find the offense. What is going on with CPU1 right now? He's getting tossed around like a daggone ragdoll here. Gets knocked off the side of the stage. Able to make a recovery there. Gets knocked off the side of the stage again. We'll see how many times CPU1's able to make the recovery. Able to recover again there. Gets up spiked by Dax to go down to 2 stocks. Dax is only sitting at 58% damage. Now 66% damage. We'll see if Wolf's able to continue the onslaught here. Pac-Man looking to get some offense going of his own. Is able to do so. CPU1 hard on Dax's heels, no 2 in the veil. DAXFZ with the attack in response. FZ finds his ray gun, knocks it, ray gun shot, and hits CPU1 with it. CPU1 looking for a couple of blocks, anticipating a ray gun attack from Dax, is unable to get that though. And Dax doesn't give him the ray gun there, but is able to knock him up and out. CPU1 down to his last stock. CPU1 looks to make a recovery. Is able to do so. CPU1 has a hydrant to use. The hydrant just disappeared. No longer has a hydrant. Produces a projectile. Looks to throw it into Dax. Dax dodges that though. CPU1 produces a hydrant on the side of the stage. Almost gets knocked into him by Dax. Dax hitting at 148% damage. A clean 3 stocks. Looking to Jimmy 3-stock CPU1. CPU1 does not let that happen. Knocks Dax up and out to take him down to 2 stocks. But CPU1 sitting at 80% damage. Now 91, now 104, now 113. Can CPU make a recovery? He's able to do so briefly. Dax is waiting for him there. Knocks him back up and off the side of the stage. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, CPU1. DAXFZ is your winner of the set. And just like that, folks,